I'm Mike McGrath. Many people in the DC area know me as the garden editor for WTOP News. I have also been the host of a national public radio show for 17 years called You Bet Your Garden, and that's where WTOP found me. I am not speaking for WTOP. I am not speaking for public radio. I am speaking as someone who's been involved with organic agriculture and gardening since 1990, when I was named editor-in-chief of Organic Gardening magazine. But one thing I can tell you about why I support the bill has nothing to do with any possible health effects of herbicides and pesticides. Although my personal feeling is these things are incredibly toxic and not only limiting our lifespan, but making the end of life pretty dicey. My issue is that they are unnecessary. These pesticides, these herbicides, chemical fertilizers, they all weaken lawns. They all encourage weeds. If we truly want good-looking lawns for our children and pets to play on or outside of our public buildings, then the first step is to start caring for them correctly, which has nothing to do with anything that comes in a bag or a bottle. It's cutting at the right height, cutting it with a sharp blade, returning the clippings to the lawn. Always return those clippings to the turf. Again, they're the perfect lawn food. They're 10% nitrogen. If God would come down out of the sky and you said, God, what's the perfect lawn food? You go 10% nitrogen. Everybody knows that. And if the soil is as dense as a rock, core aerating all throughout the fall. Take the money you were going to spend on fertilizer of any kind and have your lawn core aerated. I have a lot of military in my family, and I've spent a lot of time at Arlington National Cemetery. And over the years, I have noticed more and more that they are constantly aerating the lawns. The results were magical. They said it was the biggest improvement they've ever seen.
So what are some of the unintended consequences that are out there from using these chemicals on your lawn?
Well, as you know, the European Union has linked the two biggest lawn herbicides used in America to forms of cancer. Canada has banned most of Canada has banned these kind of lawn chemicals. One of the most striking things we got from the research when I was editor of Organic Gardening magazine is there was a veterinary study that was one of the first to link 2,4-D to cancer in male dogs. These were medical studies showing the same cancers in male farmers. And nobody made a fuss. Nobody made a fuss over those studies. But when the veterinary study came out and people found that their dogs were being endangered, the hue and cry was enormous. And we're most prone to any problems with chemicals when we go barefoot or have bare skin. But you're not going to put a pair of clogs on your dog. And what does a dog or a cat do when it comes inside? It starts licking itself. It starts cleaning itself.
Folks here in Montgomery County wanted to learn more about how to have an organic lawn. What should they do?
They can contact me through WTOP. They can go through my garden plots on the WTOP website, and there must be 30 articles. But what I would tell them is to relax, lighten up. You keep cutting your grass too short or throwing chemical salts on it 8 times a year. It's never going to thrive. You're the cause of those weeds. And then attacking those weeds directly is going to further weaken your lawn. A well-cared for lawn is pumping oxygen into the air, reducing the effects of climate change. It is the perfect place for us to go out and commune with our children and our pets, relax and read. It should be the safest place on our planet, not one with little flags that warn of danger. There's no reason for that, and it takes away one of the greatest joys of summertime.